here, longer meditation and Buddhist study. So that's today. Adding to the theme of that, we will learn a little bit of Buddhism about forgiveness. All right? And so, before I start, always the routine. Does anyone new today? First time? If there is no one first time, I don't need to go introduce how to meditate. So we have more time to meditate longer, right, everyone? All right. So before we're going to start, check yourself 3 things. First, do you need to call someone? If not, turn off your mobile phone in silent or in the mode that it would not disturb your inner peace time. Second, do you know if you need to use toilet? Now it would be the good time before we start, because when you find inner peace, oh, so good. But suddenly, I got to go to toilet. That's not a good time, right? So now will be the time. And last but not least, everyone, I am sure now the environment is peaceful and quiet. So I'm not saying that I'm perfect, but at the very least, try to keep the environment peaceful so that way we can find inner peace and achieve it together. All right? So if the 3 things are met, today we're going to meditate 40 minutes. 40 or 45? 45, everyone. So make it simply. I'm not that strict, and I'm not a Zen Buddhist master neither. So today, if you're going to need to adjust your leg, venerable, my leg is numb, you can adjust. If you have to scratch your back, go ahead, but try to make it less sound so it won't disturb anyone when they meditate together. The benefit of meditate together as a group is when someone achieves inner peace, the state of mind, it can affect those who are around them as well. The stronger the intense of the mind begin to still, it can affect the others. And if you are the master, you can even expand your feeling, and it can even help those who are around them, close to them, can affect the inner peace as well. This is the benefit of practicing meditation as a group. But hey, everything there is a pro and con. Meditate by alone. You can find yourself comfortable however you feel. You can make the noise as much as you like. You can stretch and open your eyes, do whatever you like. That's your freedom. However, it's also quite difficult to maintain your focus too, because if there's some distraction, you can just, maybe next time, or, oh, well, I'll come back another time. But if you as a group, you open your eyes, I cannot anymore, but people around you still meditate. No, I can resume meditation. That's one thing that can help. So there's a pro and con in everything, but at the very least, if you can adjust it for yourself, you will find a way to improve. So everyone, are you ready for the meditation? Raise your hand, please. Okay, good. Now I know that you won't sleep. Then let's begin our inner peace time. Give me 2 minutes. I forgot to link the sound. I just like you to enjoy and help you focus. Sometimes if you are not used to meditate, sometimes when you hear the noise that disturb your focus, it can distract and unable to get back. So sometimes hearing the noise like ambient sound can help you calm your mind and help yourself being able to focus easier. But if you feel you already adjust in silence, you will not be disturbed by anything. All right? So, depend on the state of your practice. And so, just give me a few moments. Venerable, is it BM110 or B06APTXLL? B06, right? Okay. Just one moment. I'm talking to the camera. Okay. For those who are watching on YouTube, it won't connect though. Well, let's try this again. Not sure if it's on. It needs to turn on. By the way, I forgot to mention about myself. Well, it's already on, so let's talk about that after. Just try to buy you the time. All right, let's begin our inner peace time, everyone. Okay. Okay. Hopefully it won't get blocked by Facebook. This is my own video, own ambient sound. Okay. Let's begin our meditation. Let's close our eyes and adjust the mind and body. Just like you are about to fall asleep. And adjusting yourself properly, free from all the tension you might have. Finding the right balance is the key to begin your journey to inner peace. So let us begin by relax from the top of your head. Relax down to your forehead. Relax your eyebrows. Loosen your eyelids. No need to look or using your eyes. Try to see something inside during the meditation. And making your face become soft and your head feeling light. And smile to yourself to open the path to happiness inside yourself, into your mind. Continue down to your neck, your shoulder, your back, and your abdomen. Allowing yourself breathe in and breathe out easily. And making your whole body feeling most comfortable for your meditation. Spending these few moments to adjust your body. When you do correctly, you would feel just right, feeling like you want to stay in this position without adjusting or moving further, and your whole body would feel light, transparent. Leave fully your awareness in this moment. Continue on to adjust your mind when you are done adjusting your body. To adjust your mind, begin by take a deep breath. Slowly breathe, think it out. Take a deep breath a few more times to calm your mind and bring your awareness back inside yourself. Clear your thoughts, empty your mind, putting down everything aside in this moment. Bring the mind back to yourself while you breathe in. And allow the mind to rest softly inside yourself like a feather floating down, slowly moving down, and softly touch the surface of water. And begin to observe the mind inside yourself through your feeling from this moment. Observe the mind inside your body peacefully. No need to rush. No need to force yourself. Enjoy yourself. The break to rest your mind for this moment. Letting the mind finding the balance by itself without pushing or forcing yourself to stop thinking or become still. Observe your own mind while remain neutral. Should there be any change or new experience, remain calm and observe. Making yourself become like an observer, not a director. You only need to watch, observe your feeling, and maintain your relaxation. If you feel uncomfortable, you can adjust and resume your focus. If your mind wandering outside, that's alright. Let it be. Wandering outside is the nature of the mind. You can always bring the mind back by simply, lightly imagine the sun shine at the place where you rest your own mind. And observe the sun peacefully. Should your thought arise, don't worry. Let it be. Let it come and let it go without following your thoughts. The mind enjoy its freedom, just like a wild horse when it runs without destination. Soon it would lose the strength and slow down and become calm. Likewise to our mind, when the mind thinking, if you try to force your mind to stop, it would reset. Instead, let it play until it's finished, and no need to continue your thoughts or repeat itself. If you like to calm your mind, you could recite the mantra in your own mind at your own pace. And the mantra is Samma Arahang Samma Arahang Samma Arahang. Continue recite the mantra in your mind until the mind has calmed down, or the mantra slowly fades away by itself. You can also use your own mantra. So let us continue. Observe our mind inside ourselves in this moment. Continue on until the appropriate time. the mind to rest inside yourself. Continue on while maintain your balance of mindfulness and relaxation. When the mind comes to a standstill, joy and inner peace would arise and fill into your mind. So expand your feeling of peace or stillness to cover your body. And the mind, when finding inner peace, it would open and find its own way to love openly, freely, without any condition. So sharing your feeling of inner peace, loving kindness to the people that you love, beginning with yourself, to your family, friends, and all the people in this world. Expanding your mind like a ripple of water, expanding further and further without boundary, as far as you can. Letting the mind expand to cover the whole world. May everyone and all beings love one another, free from all kinds of suffering. May everyone be happy and at peace, especially the situation in Ukraine. May all the people be safe from all harms and dangers they may experience. Sending good wish, love, and kindness. May the situation resolve, letting our mind touch and cover the whole world. Spending this few moments, spread your love and kindness. Take a deep breath. Slowly breathing it out. Allow the mind to be inside yourself and maintain your balance of mindfulness and relaxation. Continue on resting your mind inside after the meditation to allow yourself to be with inner peace everywhere you go and whatever you do. We have come to the end of our meditation. As a tradition, the monk would give the blessing, telling the time to open your eyes. So you may open your eyes after the blessing. Sappha Puttha Nupavena, Sappha Dhamma Nupavena, Sappha Sankha Nupavena, Sattha Soti Bhavantu Te. Welcome back. Hope you enjoy your inner peace time with me. It's quite a long session. Anyone need to use a break? All right, let's take a little break, 5 minutes, and we will resume. Okay? All right, everyone. Thanks for waiting. Is well, is this all? Is there anyone else still in the toilet? Oh, just one. Okay. Well, while we're waiting, let me just checking your meditation experience, so that way, see how you progress, and maybe can suggesting you while we're waiting. Anyone as experience at the very least relaxation at this moment? Could you raise your hand, please? All right. 45 minutes. Anyone feeling struggle? Little? Anyone adjusting? That's fine. However, if during meditation, if you feel struggle, find out why and settle. Or if you need, for example, when you meditate, oh, my back is pain. If this is a cause, try to find solution to put down the pain, so that way it won't disturb your inner peace. Or if anyone having something like this happen a lot to Thai people. Whenever they meditate, they have this thinking, printing in their mind that their sitting position must be like a Buddha statue. So anyone who seeing them, oh, respect, good position, good inner peace. In fact, that's not entirely true. By practice meditation, not about your sitting position. Okay, it's about your mind that find inner peace. So if you thought that by sitting like a Buddha statue, perfectly posed, if you can do that, it's good. But if you struggle inside, not good. Because when you are meditate with people or alone, no one looking at you. Like I'm look face toward you, I close my eyes, I don't see anyone. And you close your eye, you don't look at anyone neither. So why you worry about your sitting position, right? So if you have that kind of imprint in your mind that when you meditate, you must be sitting like a good model to people who looking or seeing you. Put down that thought first. If your mind cannot focus yet, it would not be a good idea to struggle inside. You can show people, but when you do it yourself, what's for, right? So that's when you meditate. Don't worry about the sitting position. If you ever have this kind of thought, you can put that aside, okay? But if you don't worry about it. Now, one thing that need to be addressed, I think I addressed this. Does anyone who wasn't here on Tuesday, could you raise your hand? All right, maybe this is a good time to remind it too. I do not have my iPad, but maybe you can understand. Just use imagination with me a little bit, okay? What you do in here is that when you are starting point right here, this is your starting point on my right hand, and your goal is right here on my left hand. You want to move your right hand to left hand like this. If this is the starting point and this is your inner peace, the goal to move your mind to find inner peace, take this journey to this distance in here. The between from here to here, this for meditation, all you have to do is two things. Relax and stay mindful. Nothing else. But along the way, this is what happened to us is, we tend to try to relax, try to stop thinking, try more than the balance. So rather than travel into straight line, it's like this up and down like a graph. So when it's like that, it's not easily maintain the balance. That is why. Have you ever seen the graph? It goes straight down, up like that. So if we relax, graph going down. If we try too hard, the graph going up. But when it's coming down into the balance, it becomes straight line, and then reaching the point. Our goal is to maintain the balance from the starting point while you reach the destination become the straight line like that. And so this is how you practice meditation. You could call this an art of maintaining the balance of your mind or stillness inside. Okay? But sometimes when we have situation like in last Tuesday, if you're missing it, don't worry. We have our YouTube channel on Wat Dhammakaya London. You can check in there the video, Mindful Tuesday. Okay? We talk about anger and how to stop them. But sometimes when anger arises, it's also because our mind doesn't like to let it go. In this case, we talk about forgiveness. We don't want to forgive. Thus, it is something that causing us unable to put it aside or maintain the balance in our mind. So today, I will give you the reason why you should forgive. So it will be benefit for you in the future or in the present if you have this kind of the feeling unable to put down. This can help. And hopefully it can be benefit for those of you who know someone who had this kind of experience. You can also use this as a guidance to them too. Especially for those who have a good friends, parents, or their family member having this kind of feeling of unable to forgive. Let's take a look in the Buddhist way taught by the Buddha why one should be forgive. According to the Buddhist practice, if you learn the lesson from Venerable Nicholas Buddhist study, I think it would be blessing 15, generosity. The most difficult one to give is forgiveness. There are many things you can give, whether they are your possession, your kind words, your idea, your effort or labor. But the most difficult one to give is the forgiveness. Get it out from your mind. The hate, the anger that arouse in your mind. To put this is also talking in Blessing 15. So if you like to go further and deeper, come learning in his class, okay? So, why should we forgive? The benefit taught by the Buddha in order for one to attain inner peace, love and kindness. There are 4 benefits to be practicing. Number 1. Hello? Okay. But before we're gonna go to that, let's take a look first. In Buddhism, what does forgiveness mean, or what is it? The way the Buddha taught, he'll go in this simple step. Okay? And I learned this from my master too, Venerable Datta Chivo, the vice abbot of Wat Dhammakaya Temple in Thailand. He taught that if you're going to teach someone, make sure 4 things. What is it that you want to talk about? Why is it important? And how to do it. Once you do it, what would be the result? What, why, how, result. Same thing. This is the pattern the Buddha taught in his time, to his disciple or whoever come to learn from him. And whenever the Buddha teach, it doesn't go by his. Normally, when we want to sell the product, if we want to get it a good selling, we have to get what the people want, right? But if we do it in the other way, we would surely sinking down, unable to sell. Is we want to sell what we want to sell. This is something that we won't be success. So therefore, the Buddha, when he is teaching someone, he looking at the listener, what they need, then he give them what they want. And that's in this session, to forgive. What is it? Well, according in the Buddhist tradition, teaching, learning, it is the karma that sees its retribution. In other words, karma is an action that has done or created when one doing something, whether they are positive or negative, it is neutral. If you want to learn further, I have some class teaching. You can check on my YouTube channel. It's already in Buddhist knowledge session. It's about a 1 hour session long, so take a look if you like. Anyway, karma that sees its retribution. In other words, once one has forgiven, it's stopping giving the result. But if one does not forgive, it will continue to deliver the fruits until its retribution has cooled down. For how long depend on the intensity of the mind that hold the anger inside toward that person or whoever or whatever it has hated toward to. Okay? Or it is mean to cease the resentment feeling against the offender. This is the forgiveness, or what it is. To simply put, it means to pardon. Okay? However, there are more sophisticated than that, which will be explained slowly after this. Hopefully it's not too long. I just going by too long to introduction. So how to do that? Why? How we come after this? Number one, reason. It is... Oh, I forgot the slide. Okay, let's go. Number one, forgiveness puts an end to our anger, hatred, abhorrence, rancor, and vindictiveness among those involved in a conflict. In other words, it put your hatred aside. Fear creates anger. Anger creates hatred. Hatred leads to the dark side. Remember any of these words? Yes, same thing. The concept is from Buddhism. So if you forgive, anger will be putting down. Just like that, this is the way. Yes? Okay? Second, the benefit on forgiveness is the beginning of a new life to those who have put it down. Because when you live a life with hatred or anger, the way of thinking, speaking, and acting in your daily life is totally different when you forgive. When you forgive, your mind is free. The chain that tie you down, unable to put it down. It will be just like a bird that able to fly, get out from the cage. This is the benefit. In my case, from my experience, I remember this. One time, no, not one time, it's been a long time too. When I was in 3rd year as a training monk, this year is my 19 years, okay? During my 3rd years, I have a conflict with my friend. And fate kind of like playing trick on me. Funny. I don't like this guy. And this guy happened to be sleep next to me across from my bed. So whenever I wake up in the morning, I see his face. So whenever I go to toilet, he's there. Whenever I go to office, he's next to me. Whenever I go eat, he's in next to my table too. Always like this. And it's been like this for 5 years. Finally, I don't know why, but one day, maybe the result of meditation, I meditate every day until one day I feel like, I don't know what's come over me, but I just go over that monk and I said to him, "Venerable, do you have a minute?" He was surprised because he know that I don't like him. And he know that he did something wrong, but his ego doesn't want to tell him that he want to say sorry. So when I tell him, he was surprised that I want to talk to him. So then he said, "What is it?" I said, "Well, you know, I have been feeling ill toward you for a long time. Maybe I like to, I don't know what's the cause anymore, but at the very least, I like to say sorry what I have done to you. I want to forget this feeling, resentment." And you know what happened to him? He just cried. Tear coming out from his eyes. I said, "Oh, you know, I want to say it too, but I just couldn't say it. But I'm really happy you do it for me. So I will do it for you too." And then after that, whenever I meditate, that guy face never show in my meditation. And I feel just better. So whenever I wake up seeing him, I just see like an empty and a blank space. I don't have any hateful or resentment in my mind. And it's been 5 years like that. It's not healthy. And whenever I meditate, his face always showing up, whether it's from the beginning or in the end. But somewhere along the way, it's always showing up to disturb my inner peace. And this is one thing that I found. After that, whenever I meditate now, it's light and it's empty, better than before. So this is the result from my own experience, the benefit of forgiveness. Okay? Third. Forgiveness rids one's mind of ill wills that ruin one's mental health, losing appetite, or unable to sleep. If you have those kind of things, you may have worry. If you have that kind of experience, it's not good. But it's been too long to forget. But hey, if you see something that causing you to have that, to trick that memory back, it would be pretty neat. So if you are able to do by forgive, you will have easier time to sleep, having good appetite, having better mental health too. All right. This is the third benefit, and the fourth, the most important one of all. If you listen to the Buddhist study for a long time, if you're analyzing it, the words, the teachings of the Buddha's wisdom usually go from step to step, step by step, from lower to higher ground. The benefit is the same thing here that mentioned, from less important to the most important one. The first one, the most important one is forgiveness prevents karma from being carried to the next life. For many years, I wondering how does this hatred or anger giving its retribution in the karma from the present to the next. When I study, learning from my master, I have come to realize one thing. To put it simply, understanding the mind, when it record or when it's remember, is go by the picture. You see, when you see something, your eye seeing it, your ear hearing it, you smell it, you taste it, you feel it. It goes through 5 senses and record as a picture. So when you close your eyes, if the memory is still fresh, it comes as a picture into your mind. Some may not be remember the picture clearly. For example, if you are listening to the music or the song that you like, you can only remember the song. But if your mind are still and clear and focused, at the moment that you listen to music, you will see the picture, the image of yourself, or what you see at that moment, what you do at that moment. And this is how the mind works. So if the image of the hatreds that store in the mind had been triggered every time you recall that event, is carry on. According to my master teaching in his knowledge and wisdom, this is not reference to the Buddha's teaching, but this is from learning from the master in his meditation practice. Okay, the mind trigger one time, it results in one lifetime. The more you recall, the number keep adding up like that, until you put it down, forget it, cut it. It will not be giving the fruit or giving retribution. So that's, if you have hatred or anger, the sooner the better to put it down. That is how it works. Okay? So that's, here come to the story before the end. We got like 5 minutes. The example, the good one, is Venerable Devadatta. Do you recall this character? This monk? Okay. This monk, in fact, according to him, his, what's it called? His title, his relation with the Buddha, it is, he is the brother-in-law of Prince Siddhartha or the Buddha. Very close and related by blood. And he's a royal too. I cannot show you what he looked like, but if you watch in YouTube or in the, have you guys ever watched Bollywood, India movie, something like that? There is one drama, it's very famous and popular many years ago too. It's called The Buddha Story. The actor play as the Buddha and play as the Buddha story in lifetime. And this is one of what they look like. Okay. This is Devadatta as a Buddhist monk. There were many cases according to his biography, Buddha's biography. When he was alive, Devadatta wanted to take over the Buddhist community. So he tried to assassinate the Buddha many times. Like in this picture, when the Buddha was walking for arm round, he tried to throw the big rock from the top of the mountain down into the Buddha, like in the story you see in the picture here. The reasons of why he hated toward the Buddha, some said that, well, in the biography it's mentioned that when he was a prince, when they were kids, Prince Siddhartha, or formerly known as the Buddha's formerly name, he debated over the life of the animal that Devadatta shot down. And it debated, Prince Siddhartha won the debate. So the grudge, the hatred, resentment, feeling begin to build up from that moment. And it grow bigger, even stronger as he grow up. And so, that's the story. People thought that he had the resentment toward the Buddha. But as time goes, his disciple asked the Buddha, when the Buddha taught, it's go by like this. If you ever study, I'm not sure, but anyway, hopefully Nicholas can also teaching you. It's about the past life of the Buddha story. It usually, the Buddha don't just come, okay monks, here let's come listen to the Buddha story. He won't go like that, okay? When someone doing something wrong, the Buddha would say something like this. He did not do this for the first time. He had done this before. So the monk asked, Master, could you tell us more? What did he do? When did he did it? Then the Buddha would use his meditation inside, recall the past life of that monk. Then he would tell the story that you listen to whenever they call a story. That's the time when the Buddha recall. And that's when the people ask too, why Devadatta resent the Buddha so much? Then he tell the story, the origin story. Here goes the story, everyone. There were once the time there were two merchants. One is very honest, one is very tricky. Okay? One time there was this merchant who is very tricky, not honest. He went to sell his toys. The product is a toys. And there were one family who used to be rich, but now they do not rich anymore. And in the time they do not have money for currency. They exchange the value of the item instead. And this family, they were own wealthy family, and so there were one of the girls in that family want to buy the toy from this merchant. So she went to beg her grandmother to buy her the toys. So the grandmother went to the merchant and gave him the tray and said, "How much can you give us the value of this tray? We want the toy from you." This tricker merchant, after on seeing the tray, he used his nail or something, I'm not sure about the nail, but something to scratch on the tray, and he know that it's not a simple tray because it's heavy. When he's scratching it, it's a pure gold or whole tray, a pure gold. He said, "Wow, it's very valuable." But then maybe he can do it much better with more benefit. Then he went and then he told her, return the tray and said, "This tray has no value, cannot trade anything." But in his mind, he will come back later for the better price. So he went on, and then about an hour or two, another merchant came, the honest merchant, sell the same thing too. And then the girl said, "Grandma, I want the toy." Excuse me. And the grandma did the same thing. "How much can you give us the value of the tray exchanging for your toy?" And this merchant, upon touching the tray, he realized this is not the simple or regular or ordinary tray. It's very valuable. So he scratched and he see it's gold. And then he said to her, "Grandma, this is more than what I have. If you want to trade, I cannot give you enough. You can have my whole thing. But please give me just enough for my trip to go back on the boat." The grandma was happy. "You are very honest. Well, as you wish. Whatever you give to me, I will take it." And the merchant was so happy he get the gold. So he gave everything to the old lady, and just only enough for him to return. And then after that, he went back. You see, then when they go the trip on the boat, they have the hour of travel, right? So when he get onto the boat, it just happened to be on the same time. This tricker merchant returned. Then he tell the household that over there, the grandma, that, "Do you still want the toy? I will be willing to give you this toy for just the tray that you want to exchange." The old lady came out and said, "You are very trickery. The other merchant was more honest than you. I gave the tray to him and I got whatever he has to offer for me." That merchant was feeling, "Oh, it should have been mine." So he was becoming very angry. He followed the honest merchant, as you can see in the picture. But when the time he arrived at the shore, the boat already left. But unable to do anything, he was so angry, losing the gold that is supposed to belong to him, which in fact is never before in the beginning. So that's with his hatred. He used his hand, like you see in the picture, grabbed the sand from his hand and put it down. Said he make a whole resentment feeling toward that monk. That merchant said that, "From this moment on, every lifetime in this grain of sand, I will follow you and make you suffer." That's the beginning of his resentment toward the present Buddha. And that's in the end of his life, when Devadatta was very ill, he realized that, throughout the rest of his life, he never done good things to his cousin, his brother-in-law. And his brother-in-law never harmed him, never hated him, always be kind to him. He realized his misdeed, so he wished to ask for forgiveness, but he could never make it. So in the end, before he died, he don't have anything to ask for forgiveness. So he just said, "I don't have anything, but please accept my shin. That's all I have." He cannot move his body anymore at the time of his life. He said, "Please accept my shin as a token of offering. I like to forgive to you." And the Buddha accept And so with this, he passed away peacefully. But because of his misdeed that he has done, he don't try to assassinate only once. It's many times. And so with this, that deed, yes, you can tell where he's going. But at the very least, the Buddha had given the prophecy in his vision that, O monks, even though Devadatta has been suffered in the unhappy realm for his misdeed, but with his goodness in his mind, the lifetime that he do not meet me when he was reborn, he did a lot of good deeds too. So that's in the future, when his retribution has been over in the unhappy realm, he too shall be enlightenment just like the Buddha in the future. But so, this is the story. Believe this or not, it's just the story. If you want to prove it, the only way to find out is through the practice of meditation. And so everyone, I hope you enjoy your time listening to the story and the Buddhist concept, Buddhist study today. Before we part today, I'd like to share with you this, how to forgive. You know the benefit, but how to? Well, there are two cases that you can do. In case if the person you are resentment to is still alive, go and ask people if they have a good heart, they are a good person, even though they make mistake or have done something wrong to us. Kindly, with sincerity, ask for forgiveness. They will surely give you forgiveness as well in return. This is one to untie your mistake. For the second, in case if they pass away, in Buddhism, after one pass away, every life, every being need what is called merit. So in order to correct your misdeed or ask for forgiveness, you can also help them by dedicate the merits to the one that already passed away. Just like when you come here, you pour the water, you dedicate your good deeds to the person, whether it's their loved one or someone that you have done wrong. So this way, it can resolve and settle your hatreds. Okay? But don't just do one way. Remember, the more the better. So whenever you have chance, always recall of the mistake that you had done and ask for forgiveness too. So that's why it will lift the anger, the hatred in your mind. And so this is how we do. Okay? Is that all? Well, a little bit more for detail. If it is not finished, there are two things to be considered of. One thing is the Thai karma, when it has been forgiven, it will be untied on both parties. One, they are agree to forgive each other. But if you have forgive and they forgive you, is that all? Well, whatever done is done. The retribution still remain. So the karma will still paying its retribution. So that's we might have to receive our consequence. But if we do more good deeds, it will lessen the retribution, less and less and less. Just like if you have a full glass of water, and your merit is like the water, and the retribution is like a salt. If you have only one grain of salt in there, it won't taste salty. But if you have a big chunk of salt in the glass, it tastes salty. That's how the retribution works. So if you add more water until no more taste of salty, the salt is still there, but it tastes less salty. That's how it works. Okay? So hopefully what you learned today could be benefit everyone. This in Buddhist study. It's all about in the mind, actually. So you want to learn further intensive meditation, we have our retreat 18 to 20 next week. For more information, check with Pale. Okay? Oh, she already went to bed. Next time, okay, everyone? And if those of you who have not applied yet, tomorrow is our first session in orientation on Zoom. So 7 to 8:30 on Zoom tomorrow. Those who apply, I already reply with the email. And don't forget to add yourself into WhatsApp so that way we can keep in touch. For example, next Friday, not this coming Friday, tomorrow. Next Friday, it will be the first day of the retreat. Our appointment to be on this time might have to be pushed back, but for when and what day, it will be announced in WhatsApp. So please make sure if you would like to join the program, please add yourself into the group. Okay. Right now there are about 22 people apply for the course, and in this, I will personally teach you and direct you about meditation, and also maybe invite some of the teaching monks to come join if they're available. But if not, it will be me most of the time. So that's everyone. This is just the scanning how to join the group. And if you're interested to learn further, I also have my video recording on my YouTube channel, Great Teaching Monk. Don't forget, subscribe, like, and share. And that's my program, the other one. Okay, I used it to teach in a Sunday session. Well, full moon. Next Friday also full moon. So whenever Nicholas will be guiding on the first session of the retreat. So if you like to come join us on the full moon on Friday, please do bring your candle too. Oh, wait, you have your candle over here already. So just bring yourself here. All right. So that's it about our announcement today. Before we part, is there any question? You're sleepy, right? I understand. So, well, if not, I will hand to our MC today. Forgot to give you the blessing. By the power of the positivity or the merits that you had done, do the practice of meditation, listen to the wisdom tonight. May you find yourself inner peace, happiness in life. Wherever you go, may you be welcome, loved, and cared by all the people and beings in this world. Whenever you have chance to practice meditation, may you attain inner peace, happiness in life, in the present today, and every time you meditate, until we all reach everlasting happiness, nirvana, very, very soon. All right?